Well, we finally got a nice cool morning. I'm gonna try to burn some brush. It's been really busy at work, so I haven't had time to do anything in the evenings. I've been working till, around 7:30 every night. And it's been hot, so one of my Great Pyrenees up on the hill making noise. So I'm gonna try to get this brush pile stacked a little bit better and try to burn while I can anyway, because my wife's want me to get the fence put back up here, the electric fence, so we can move the goats over here on this side of the mountain. It's grown up really bad, and as you can see, they don't have anything, but they've got it stripped bare except for those weeds there, and I don't know what they are, but they won't touch those. So I'm gonna mess with this morning, and I got another little project I want to work on today too. So you guys that have watched my channel for a while, you might remember a couple of years ago, actually a little over 2 years ago now, I was trying to work out a deal to buy an old dump truck, and it actually come back up again, and I finally got the deal worked out. So this old truck is an '89 International S2300. It has a 10-liter Cummins diesel in it and a 9-speed transmission. And as far as I can tell so far, mechanically the truck's in pretty good shape. But now, physically, it's like me, it's broke down and getting worse every day. The cab's rusted out pretty bad. These old International trucks, they leaked up there by the windshield and run down the doorpost and into the floor, and they all rusted out. And I thought maybe I could fix it, sort of like what Captain Kleeman done on that truck he's been working on. He just completely took the floorboard out and welded new metal in. And I thought maybe I could do that to this, but it's completely gone. You can see they're using pieces of metal and pieces of 2x4 and everything else to hold the floorboard up. But like I said, mechanically it seems to be in pretty good shape. One thing about it though, there's nothing electrically works in the truck. No lights come on or anything. And I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if mice is heated up or what. It's been sitting for a long time, like 7 years. But it's got dead ground in it, and I forgot to unhook my batteries. So they're probably dead this morning. And you can see it came with some free trees and weeds and stuff. But this truck was used on a rock quarry and blacktop plant. You can see the blacktop here. So what they would do, they would park this truck underneath the conveyor transfer where it switched from one conveyor belt to the next one. And blacktop always falls off, and they parked this right there to catch it, and then they would take it and dump it. So this truck don't have a whole lot of miles, but it's got a lot of engine hours. But on those 10-liter diesels, those Cummins engines, you can't kill them. They're a really good engine. And I got to checking and found out at some point in its life, this truck used to be a road tractor. I kept wondering why it had these two big tanks on it. And I got to checking, and it actually has the connections on it for a tractor trailer, and it's got the air brake trailer brake on the dash. So At some point it was probably a road tractor. Well, I just noticed something. Somebody's put epoxy putty on the fuel tank down here, so, and it's a little damp, so I'd say it's leaking right there. These old steel tanks, I could probably fix that though. It's getting warm now out here. It don't take long for it to start heating up this time of year. It's humid here anyway. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the battery charger put on this thing and charge those batteries back up. I'm gonna have to get me a disconnect switch and put on it until I figure out what's causing that power drain on it. I went put batteries in it the other day when I first found out that I was going to be able to buy the truck, and I didn't go back to it for about a week, and the batteries were totally dead. I mean, it killed them. They wasn't nothing in them. So I'm gonna get a battery charger on this and let it charge up for a while. I love this little generator. It's been the handiest thing I ever bought. I got that little generator at Harbor Freight. I know the manager pretty good because I buy so much tools there. But I walked in one day and he said, "You wouldn't be interested in this little generator here." He said, "I've got it marked way down." And turns out somebody had bought it and didn't put enough oil in it, because they said that brought it back and said that it would start and run for 30 seconds and then shut off. So I went ahead and bought it and got it home and started it up. Sure enough, it done that. And I checked the oil and it was only about halfway up the dipstick. So I filled it up with oil and started it up, and it ran perfect. And I've been using it for about 3 years now. It's the handiest thing ever was. It actually has a battery charger port built into it, but I've lost the cable and I don't know what I've done with it. I'm gonna have to order a new one. It works out really good, so you don't have to use a battery charger. You just plug that cable into it and hook it to your battery and start up and let it go. I let my generator run with the battery charger on it until it ran out of gas. So hopefully it's enough to charge them batteries up, see if it'll start. It starts really good when the batteries are charged up. So I'm going to raise this bed up and get a look at the back of it and see how bad it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll have to use the excavator and try to chip that out. Yeah, I didn't think about it, but I should have released the tailgate latch before I raised it up. So let me, well, I may be able to do it with it up in the air. Yeah, it released pretty good. I guess there's no pressure on it. I think a lot of it may just be dense grade or small, you know, fine gravel. A lot of times they would dump dense grade in the bottom of the bed before they put blacktop in it so it didn't stick. So hopefully that's the case. So I'm going to put the bucket on the excavator and try to reach up there and scratch that out. So I don't know how to go. My luck, it'll all come out at once and then hit that tailgate and it'll slam it open and hit the excavator. I don't have very good luck. And one good thing about this excavator, it's got a good air conditioner. probably help a little bit if I took the safety pin out of it. Oh, of course it's stuck now. Ugh. Well, it come out pretty good. It actually come out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I can't get that corner back there because I thought that was a bad place in the side rail on the bed, but looks like it's actually a step. But the rest of it come out pretty good. There's some holes in there, but that's nothing for me to fix. I fix crap like that all the time. Yeah, I couldn't see those holes before. I knew it was kind of rough, but I may just cut all that bottom out and put new in. Put Hardox in it. Be a lot better anyway. Hardox don't hardly rust. That's some good stuff. The rest of it, I'll just use my little electric jackhammer and clean the rest of that up. It's looking pretty good. I noticed when I drove it up here, it was kind of dragging a little bit. I guess right there is the reason. It's probably, I'd say that's probably 4 to 5 tons of blacktop right there. And then I also found out that the passenger side front wheel, the brake is stuck on it. So I'm gonna have to jack it up and get that wheel off and see what's going on. That's the least of my problems right now. This cab is the #1 problem. It looks like it's been patched on this side a little bit. I was kind of afraid I might poke a hole in that, beating that stuff out, but I got to thinking it don't matter. I'm going to have to do some work to the bed anyway, so. Uh-oh. I knocked the access door off up there. Oh God, it's untelling where it's at. I'll just have to make a new one. I don't know if you've seen that little dog running around while I was moving the excavator, but that stupid little thing's not afraid of anything. That's my daughter's dog, and they're out of town this weekend, so we're babysitting, or dog sitting, whatever you call it. But that stupid dog's been around equipment its whole life, so it's not afraid at all. I mean, it just, nothing bothers it. And it thinks it's a Rottweiler anyway, so it's nuts. Well, yeah, at least I got that blacktop out of there. That's the only reason I brought it up here, was to bust that out so I could push it over the hill there. I don't have nowhere down at the shop to get rid of that stuff, so I'm going to take it back down the shop now, and I'll probably wait till it cools down a little bit this evening and work on it some more. So what I really should be doing instead of working on that truck is trying to finish that root rake. I don't like a whole lot of having it done, but I don't have enough for that 3-inch round stock to make my 4th bushing. And I can't find any anywhere. None of the steel supply places have it. I want to finish it. It would have come in handy on this pile of brush I was working on. My 16-inch digging bucket does pretty good on trees and brush and stuff, but I really wanted that root rake done so I could, you know, reach a little bit further down there and grab that stuff a little better. But I was able to get it piled up and burnt. So what I'm doing is trying to get this straightened up so I can put the electric fence back around through here. It goes around this bank and attaches to that black fence over there, so I can get those goats moved over here. So if it cools down this evening, I may take that truck down to the shop, and I want to try to pressure wash it and get that concrete dust and stuff off of it and get a better idea of what's going on with that cab. And you know, check out some other things. Like I said, I got a brake stick in and all that stuff, so I may try to work on it. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel. Like I said, it's hot. It's 98 right now, so I don't like the heat.